The Powered by Rainbows YouTube channel is talking about trans women in sports.
Should women be allowed to compete in women's sports?
I already have a problem with it because he's not distinguishing between trans women and real women.
Sporting events have become a major topic of debate over the past few years, specifically when it comes to the transgender community. This debate even gained the attention from famous athletes like Michael Phelps. When he was asked if
trans women
should be allowed to compete in women's Olympic sports, Phelps said, quote, "The only thing I would love is everybody to be able to play on an even playing field," implying he doesn't think men should be allowed in men's sports or women be in women's sports.
Do you see the complete Orwellian nature of his language he's using by pretending like trans women are real women here?
Women weren't allowed to compete in sports until the 1800s.
Let me tell you right now, the racism argument is going to come in because they always pull racism into believing that trans women aren't real women.
These sports were only allowed back then in racially segregated areas.
There
In
we go.
other words, if you were a black woman, you still weren't allowed to compete. It wouldn't be until 2004 when the International Olympic Committee, otherwise known as the IOC, allowed transgender athletes to compete in their game.
The IOC also just published the most BS study claiming trans women are at a disadvantage. They came to this conclusion by having a bunch of out-of-shape trans women, biological men, jumping up and down and also breathing into a tube. So I don't know how much I trust them.
Yet we're still having this debate today. But transphobic people who never took a science class in their lives and who were highly uneducated on this issue had opinions different from the IOC's mountain of facts and evidence.
I graduated high school and college, and I can certainly say I needed zero schooling to know the difference between a male and female.
Studies have shown that trans women who are born with male bodies are more likely to have less body mass and strength compared to cisgender boys. So while yes, they are born with male genitalia, the rest of their body is far from male to begin with.
So while they are born with male genitalia, they're so not a male though.
And more closely resembles the body mass and strength of a woman. So to say that a trans girl taking puberty blockers has an advantage is a gross lie. If anything is true, taking these puberty blockers means they have a vast disadvantage.
Just go to she1.org and you will see a list of these female athletes that have been displaced by men in their sporting competitions. And one more time to finish this video, you are incredibly racist if you think that men should not be competing against women in sports. But let's hear it from him.
Well, hate groups and transphobic people will tell you that we just need to create separate sports teams just for trans people. But in most schools in America and beyond, there aren't going to be 20 trans students of each gender to make an entire team from. And all of that is putting aside how highly discriminatory the whole action would be. This approach could very easily be compared to segregation, where you're telling certain kids they don't deserve to use the same water fountain as everyone else, so they need their own. And newsflash, that was banned decades ago.
I mean, there you have it. If you want to watch the full video so you don't feel like I took it out of context or anything, look up Transgender Sports Debate by Powered by Rainbows on YouTube. They have a ton of content that has just truly educated me on my transphobia and my racism, so highly recommend it.